Hi, everybody. It's Jim Wanzek with Remax Masters Millennium, and I'm really excited today to be in our Mount Elbert studio at our home at 6020 Greenwood Plaza Boulevard. And today we've got really three rock stars of the industry, and that's what we try to do here at Remax Masters, is we want our agents to understand what goes on in the marketplace, even beyond just your day-to-day mundane stuff. And there's nothing mundane about South Metro Denver Realtor Associations, and I just want to introduce you guys. So say hi to the public, say who you are and what you do for SMDRA.
Sounds great. Thanks for having us, Jim. My name is Nick Bokone. I am a public affairs and outreach consultant at the association. I handle a lot of the public policy and work at keeping government off our back and out of our pocketbooks.
Well, we really appreciate that. Thanks, Nick.
Melissa Maldonado. I'm the CEO at SMDRA, run the day-to-day operations, and directed by our board of directors.
Yes.
I'm Debbie Calahan. I'm the accountant and HR manager at SMDRA, and I oversee quite a few of the projects, events, budgets.
Construction.
Construction.
Yes.
The whole gambit, and I'm kind of out of the limelight. So.
You're out of the limelight, but you know what? You look great today, and we really appreciate everything you do, because I've been to many, many meetings, and you're always prepared, and it's pretty exciting to have you back there doing the behind-the-scenes kind of stuff.
Thank you, Jim.
So welcome, you guys. Thanks a lot for being here. So, Melissa, you know what? I started around 2004, I think, at the association, and you have grown up through the ranks. I mean, you've been so many different places. So tell us a little bit about your history.
I started at SMDRA in 2003. Before that, I worked for the Colorado Association of Realtors. Before that, for the Home Builders Association. So definitely have the industry background. In 2003, I started doing professional standards, and that's kind of, I guess, what I was known for.
Yes.
Did education, have done events, governance, pretty much everything at SMDRA except their jobs.
Okay. Well, and
everybody else's I have, I think,
I know.
at one time or another. But these two, no, that's why they're here.
Well, and we appreciate you all being here. But tell us a little bit about particularly to my heart, is the construction and where we moved from, and now where we are, and kind of, because a lot of people haven't still seen it with COVID, because we just got finished when that came about. So kind of tell us about your role and how that worked during the construction process.
Absolutely. So I think as long as I have been at SMDRA, we have had, with the support of our great leadership, a vision of having a different building and owning that building.
Right.
And throughout the years, we've had different RFPs or letters of intent, and finally got the one that gave us the opportunity to buy the building that we're in now.
Right.
Bought the building. It definitely was a fix and flip.
Right. I call it kind of a commercial hoarder's house.
Or dream.
Yes.
Or both. But you really had to have a vision. And Jim was instrumental in that vision and turning it into what it is now. We completed construction, well, I should say we purchased the building in September of 2019. Mm-hmm. Completed and opened to the public on 9/11 of, 2020. I'm getting lost in my dates here.
I think that's right.
And we were open 6 months, and then COVID hit.
Right. Yeah, so it really, we had so many plans for wedding venues and things that were over and above, because one of the opportunities that I thought that SMDRA has always been visionary, like your education program that's for free, and, to have a facility that's paid for by other tenants that is now not on the backs of our members. And I think you've been very visionary as far as that. And I know, Nick, you have done a fantastic job, because, that's so important for our industry of what you do. And, SMDRA had the vision to have you on board, where many, many associations their size couldn't afford to do that. So tell us a little bit about what you actually do then.
Yeah, I've always said I love the culture at SMDRA. This association really fits, and it fits our members, and our members want us watching out for public policy and things that affect their members or affect them, affect their clients and consumers. So essentially, my job is to make sure we're paying attention to what happens in Centennial and what happens in Littleton and Aurora and all those other places around the South Metro market, as well as help the folks at the state level, help our good friends at CAR pay attention to legislative issues. And then we evaluate that stuff and make sure that, we're not hurting our members with any of these public ordinances, or even hopefully sometimes helping the real estate industry. And we're always looking, I already used the tagline, help them keep government off our backs and out of our wallets. We kind of look at this stuff to see how it affects the real estate industry. And quite surprisingly, or maybe even not surprisingly, a wide berth of stuff affects our members. So we've got our eye out a lot on stuff like that. And I'm one of those weirdos. I actually like doing this stuff.
Yeah,
and
this
I like
has been in your
interacting
blood,
with
in your DNA. I mean, even since college.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it is. And I started in campaigns, and I kind of caught the bug
Okay.
and caught the fire. And I like the activity and the idea that I was helping people get elected
Right.
who wanted to help people.
Uh-huh.
And there were some wins and losses over the time.
Of course.
And, a little bit of disillusionment happened in the 20-some years that I've been doing this. But by and large, what I found is that I like working with these folks who really, at the end of the day, they're just trying to do something right for their district or their area or the country or the state. And we just try and help them how those ideas affect the real estate industry.
That's really good, because I know that unintended consequences happen so much in our industry, and that, maybe our legislators don't get to see that like we do. And I think that's really neat because of the leadership that SMDRA has brought for the years and years to be able to bring a lot of that stuff where they're true practitioners rather than just people sitting on the sidelines.
No, that's totally accurate. And I've always said, we ask these elected officials to be experts in everything.
Right.
And they can't be. And then when they're dealing with stuff that affect our members, I'm kind of working on this. I hope we get it off the ground. I would love to have some type of walk a mile in my shoes program where we actually had elected officials that went to, I don't know, a listing presentation or a closing or, one of the elements that our members face every day, and actually see,
Yes.
yeah, these are the forms they have to sign. This is what they have to go through. And then I think that would be one of those light bulb moments that would really help our members out.
Well, I sure hope you take that on, because that sounds like great one.
Yeah, it's been solid. It takes some getting used to, but we're working on it.
Speaking of members, Melissa, you've recently had something that happened in our industry that really doesn't happen very often, but seems to have now solidified with the Aurora Association now being part of South Metro Denver. Tell us a little bit of how, because I know you worked really hard and a long time and kept a lot of secrets. Tell us about, that process.
I call it one of our COVID wins because we were busy trying to put this together during COVID, and when a lot of people were home, we were behind the scenes trying to get this done. We merged October 1st of 2020, and we are, as of today, 5,234 members strong.
Wow.
So it's been actually an easy transition, and the cultures were very similar, and we have fantastic leadership. I'm excited for our offices to open.
Right.
We are opening officially on June 1st.
I was going to ask that. That's really cool, because, Zoom meetings are fun, but to get to know people in real time is always, a much better opportunity, and our facility allows us to do that. So I'm really excited about that. And now recently you're building the second story on that we kind of had postponed, and so tell us a little bit about that. Is the deal already signed? Because we're building, so I wanted to make sure that the lease that you did was good.
Yeah, we have a tenant that I've signed on, and they have a 5-year lease. And the vision of our building was that tenant income and event income would offset our operations. And it's coming to fruition now.
Yeah.
And we're building out a portion of our second floor. We still have a portion remaining. If you're looking for office space, let me know.
Yep, good, great.
Melissa
Nice plug.
at smedra.com.
Yep.
We also have 2 shared workspaces where one office has 8 offices, the other has 7, and you can rent a single office with a shared lobby. All services are included in that. So
Right.
it's a flat fee.
And affiliates and some Realtor members are also a part of that, and so that they could come in and rent for a space, but have the full service, which is really cool.
Absolutely, and
plenty.
it's working great. I think we have one office right now that's available.
Okay,
So,
good. And parking seems to have worked out for this building compared to being on Broadway. So tell us a little bit about how much parking you do have, but it seems like it gets used up when it was used.
our old building, if you ever tried to leave after, a C or EC class in December and you haven't taken it yet, it would get really jammed. So that was one of the main goals when we looked at buildings was, can this accommodate parking? We have 128 spots, I believe. And
Okay.
that does not include street parking.
Right.
It's not on a main street. It's kind of tucked back away, so there's plenty of areas to exit.
Tell us a little bit about how to get there. Need to know, it's like from Arapahoe Road.
Arapahoe Road to Peoria,
Mm-hmm.
6436 Racine Circle.
Okay.
Tire building is ours. You'll see it as you pull up.
Yeah.
It's just a fantastic location.
Well, we really like that. And Debbie, one of the things that our associate members always want to know is how fiscally responsible has SMDRA been and looking for the future, because, it's always a scary thing because they think, oh, I'm paying out all these dues. What am I getting? What is my money worth? And that kind of thing.
Exactly. And SMDRA is very fiscally responsible. I mean, we watch those dollars. We want to make sure that they do go back to our members and benefit them in some way. And the building is one of the ways. I mean, because of all the responsibilities before we moved, we had enough money in reserves along with the sale of the building to be able to purchase the building and to add quite a few things that we might not have been able to, which is the technology, the AVI, and the training room, having all of that in there, as well as the event center, and adding all of that in as a benefit to our members and also to those that would want to come in and rent and giving us more in non-dues revenue. So we've always watched our dollars. We've always watched to make sure members get their value. We have the free education. We have the event center training room. We have so much more to offer, and just coming to the events, networking, being able to network with each other. And it's a great environment, and we just love having everyone there. And we're so looking forward to June 1st when everyone can get back together and
Right.
network and come in and share this building.
Well, I was just touring the construction this afternoon, and Aaron goes, man, that second floor conference room used all the time, because we were thinking that's kind of a little bit of an afterthought. But one of the best stories I can tell you about construction is that we were doing demo, and demo took about 8 months, and it was really, a big project because it was all, an electric building. It needed a new roof. It didn't have any gas or fireplaces that we now currently have. But they were doing the demo, and we were kind of putting this by the elevator, and the kitchen was going to go there, and they're demoing this, and all of a sudden I walk in there, and Aaron has got this demoed, and I immediately pick up the phone and call Melissa. I said, you got to get over here right now because this is not a kitchen. This is a full theater for 50 people. We've got to really redesign our plan, and that was a lot of fun for me to see that.
I think it was really. I'm sorry. I think it's really nice to see the way the plans did develop over
Right.
time, and you all had the foresight to adjust on the fly, keeping what our members needed in mind, but allowing yourselves the ability to actually change. I love going to work at that place. It's a really cool building.
One other thing that we did, because Melissa was known, what Melissa wanted, Melissa got. I mean, she didn't get the one thing in her office, but
it was
yes.
all for the members, though.
Yeah, all for the members, but Melissa knew what she wanted for the members. And so there was, in our full 300-person event center, we had a big beam that had to be taken down and put back in. So we got rid of a 3-inch column because Melissa didn't want to have any obstruction when we have training classes. And so there's just really a lot of fun when it came through that building. So I can't wait for everybody to get back in there and really utilize the building for what it's worth. So, hey, how do we get a hold hold of you guys. Nick, if somebody was going to call you and just want to know about government affairs more, tell us how to reach you.
And actually, before I say that, I'd love to say that to all of your agents and members out there, I need to hear from you. I need to find out what's going on in the field, because I'm not the expert in the real estate transaction. Your agents, your
Right.
members are. So yes, I want to hear from them. The easiest way to get a hold of me, my email address is very simple, nick@smdra.com. It's SMDRA.
Okay.
And I'm Nick, N-I-C-K. So nick@smdra.com. Or my cell phone is just like anybody else, my primary way of contacting. 303-807-4067. 807-4067.
Good.
I want to hear from our folks, man.
Well, and we know you're passionate about it, so I love that. So Melissa, I mean, I know, some CEOs, they have to be protected by their 12 other counterparts, but you've always been straightforward and straight to get a hold of. So how would we do that?
If you don't already have my cell phone number, you can reach me. Email is actually the best, because
Right.
I check
Yeah.
email 24/7, probably
Right.
a little bit more than I
Yeah.
should. Melissa, MELISSA @smedra.com.
Good.
Also call the office anytime, 303-797-3700.
Yeah, well, this has been an absolute joy. I'm not going to ask you for your number because you're behind the scenes.
I'm behind the
and sometimes the really fortunate few will be able to get through, but you're always available, you're always pleasant, smiling. So Debbie, I didn't want to ask for your phone number because, obviously these guys are the hard charging me in front of and get the work done after you do it. So anyway, is there any last kind of things you want to talk about what SMDRA is really about that's different that people can walk away with?
I mean, I think we're really visionary, and we're not afraid to take chances with our association and looking at what's right for our members. Free education was a huge pivotal thing. This building is another. We have a member benefit coming out next week.
Right.
It's a safety tool, kind of a due diligence tool, that I think our members are going to be really excited about.
Good.
Watch watch your email
Further info.
for further info. So, and I love that our leadership has been so fiscally responsible and forward-thinking, and we're really positioning our members for the future.
Great. Well, that's really well said. So I really, really appreciate you because it's been a joy to get to know you over the years that I've been at SMDRA, and 40 years being a realtor, I've worn that proud, and I really appreciate that. And so, Nick, how would you sum that up?
So I think the best thing about our association is indeed the people. The culture of our association fits what I would want if I were an agent. It's very professional, but it's not too stuffy either. We know how to have a little fun when it's the case, and we know how to be a little more casual when that's needed too,
Right.
without sacrificing the professionalism in what we do for our members. So to me, I think that's the thing that sets this association apart. It's the culture.
Well, that's fantastic. I really enjoyed spending some time with you guys. Thank you very much. Hey, you guys, you can really kind of tell what kind of organization that SMDRA has, because not only do they have the great leaders, they've got great people that have volunteered. Our own Mark Riley is currently on the board, and so I'm very proud of Mark. But thanks very much for being here today and excited. So tune in, and we'll see you next time.